everyone, welcome back to my channel, Home with Kim. Today I have a small grocery haul and a cook with me video. It's Sunday, so please enjoy the video and please don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to see some more. Okay guys, happy Sunday. Okay guys, so here we are, my grocery haul for Sunday. It's kind of small. I picked up these beautiful turkey dessert plates for Thanksgiving. I just thought they were really pretty and I am hosting. I also bought those Ziploc plastic containers. I just like to have an extra few on hand in case somebody wants to take home leftovers. Then here I have those mini marshmallows. Those are to top my sweet potato pie for Thanksgiving. And some canned cranberries. I was so worried because on the news they said that there was a shortage, and I love my canned cranberries, but I found them. Here's some a big thing of fresh mozzarella cheese. I'm using that with a menu plan for this week. My favorite seltzers. Well, any seltzer I love, but these are limited editions for the holiday times. They're so good. And they're 4 for $3, so I picked up 4. I have some canned crushed tomatoes for my marinara sauce today, to Russo's. 2 things of Pillsbury graham biscuits and 2 things of chicken gravy. That's for a chicken pie that I make for 2 of them. A can of corn for 1 meal this week. Some frozen veggies, mixed vegetables for the chicken pie. And peas and carrots. Actually, that's for the chicken pie. The mixed vegetables are for something else. 1.5 dozen eggs. We're gonna need those for cooking and baking and what have you. And the kids are coming home. I got my almond breeze milk for my smoothies. My plain fat-free yogurt for breakfast. Some sour cream. The Natural Bliss creamer. I haven't had that in a while, and I saw it and was in the mood. This is broccoli rabe. That's also for a recipe this week. Some potatoes for mashed potatoes. 2 packages of sweet Italian chicken sausage for this week. Some meatloaf mix, chopped meat for a meatloaf this week. And some chicken tenders. I'm going to use that. Chicken tenderloins, I should say. I'm going to use that for my chicken pies this week. One of my husband's favorite meals. He did request it. So I'm going to do it for him because I love him. And that's my grocery haul for this week. Wasn't a lot. It was just over 100. Now we're going to get into cooking my marinara sauce. That's coming up next in the video. Okay guys, let's get this sauce started. It's a simple marinara sauce. Few ingredients. If you see just the 2 cans of crushed tomatoes, an onion, garlic, and dried herbs, basil and parsley, and some olive oil. That's it. So let's get started with dicing up this onion. We're just gonna peel it and then dice it up. I dice it pretty small. You'll see how I do that in a second. Now I love onions, so I put a whole onion for 2 cans of the crushed tomatoes, but if you don't like onions so much, I would put half an onion or even a quarter, or if you hate onion, none. But I wouldn't do it without the onion because it just gives it such a nice flavor. Okay, giving you a better view. So important to have a good sharp knife in the kitchen. Makes cooking so easy, or much easier, I should say. Just gotta watch those fingers. Okay, I'm gonna get my olive oil. It's just simple olive oil, store brand. I'm gonna swirl it in the bottom of my pot. Sorry, unfortunately, I never measure. As you see, I just eyeball it. I'm gonna put that on medium to high heat to get it nice and hot. And I'm gonna throw my onions in there and saute them nice until they're That's my salt and pepper that I'm going to add to the onions after. But you want to saute the onions until they're pretty translucent before you add the chopped garlic in there, because the garlic cooks so quickly you don't want it to burn. That just alters, it tastes bitter and alters the taste of the sauce. Okay, so let's peel and chop this garlic. Again, I don't measure, no precise measurements here. I put in as much as I feel like that day. 3, 4, 5 cloves, depending on the size of the garlic cloves. So you see here, I'm gonna peel them first, which was a challenge today because they were kind of small and just, you know, it gets sticky. So the skin likes to stick to the knife and to your fingers. But you see, I get it done. Okay, I think this is my last clove. I think I did 4. And you'll see how I chop it up. I don't use a garlic press. I just find them hard, difficult to clean, and it's just so much easier with the knife. Okay, so just checking on these onions, making sure they're getting nice and translucent, which they are. Like I had mentioned, you want to make sure these are pretty cooked almost all the way through before you add the garlic. And here I am adding just my little bit of salt and pepper. You see, nothing, not a lot of either, just enough to flavor the onion, which then flavors the sauce. Like I said, much healthier than buying the jarred sauce. Okay, here's the garlic. I use about 4 to 5 cloves. Again, I don't measure, I just eyeball. Can never put too much garlic. So you see here, I just smash it with the knife and then run my knife through it and just dice it up really tiny. I don't find the need to use a garlic press to get it tiny. They're just hard to clean and I don't have the room to store it. So I just use a good sharp knife, run it through a couple of different ways, and it gets nice and tiny. Okay, I gotta check those onions before I throw this in the pot. Again, the garlic cooks quick. So you want to make sure the onions are pretty much almost cooked through, translucent, before you add them. Ah, look at those sizzling away. They smell so, so good. Stirring them up. Make sure they're nice and ready before I add this garlic, which they are now. As you can see, things are flying. I'm a little messy when I cook, but that's all right. I clean when I'm done. Okay, we're gonna add that chopped garlic. Yum. I wish you could smell this together. Nothing like onions and garlic sauteing on the stove, especially on a Sunday. Brings me back to my childhood when my mom did all the cooking. It's just so, so fragrant. Yep, there I am. Smells so good, and my husband's in the den watching football, and he's yelling out that it smells so good, which makes me happy. I just want my people to be happy. That's it. Okay, so we don't want to cook the garlic too long, so by the time I open up these cans of crushed tomatoes, it'll be ready and I can put them in. Again, marinara sauce, so simple and healthier than buying jarred sauce. There's just preservatives and sugar and other things that you can't pronounce in there. At least this, you know what it is. Okay, so you gotta be careful that that garlic doesn't stick too much to the bottom, so you gotta stir it up nice. Sizzling so good. So delicious. Smells fabulous. Again, just making sure nothing's sticking before I put this tomatoes in. Okay, 2 cans crushed tomatoes, never the tomato sauce. It has to be crushed tomatoes. Any brand will do, but Tutta Russo has always been my favorite. So I put those 2 in, stir this up really well. Make sure the garlic and onions and the little bit of olive oil in there gets through the sauce. And then I'm going to add my dried herbs. Okay, here we are. Basil leaves. Again, I don't measure. I would say maybe a teaspoon. I put it in the palm of my hands. Crush it up to put it in. As Rachel Ray has said, it kind of wakes up the dried herbs. That's why I do it. Don't know if it's a thing, but I do it anyway. Parsley, a little more than what I use, than what I put the basil. Pick something out of there, weird piece. But yeah, just parsley and basil. And then I'm going to stir that up to incorporate it nice. So good here. The smell already, the sauce is delicious. Okay, so once I get it stirred up, and kind of hot through and through, you'll see I'm going to put the cover on to let it come to a nice, strong, bubbling simmer. I don't want it to boil because it makes a mess. Number one, it just splatters out of the pot and it winds up sticking. So you just want it to come to like a high simmer. So I'm just adjusting the temperature there, stirring it so the heat gets distributed through the sauce. And then once it comes to that strong, bubbling simmer, I leave it to cook. Oh, look at that sauce. So good. But I leave it to cook for about 30 to 45 minutes and it's done. That's it. Your Sunday marinara sauce. Delish. Just putting my herbs away. When you're simmering this on the stove, you never want to walk away for too long because it can stick to the bottom of the pot, which I don't like. It sticks, it's hard to clean, but it also, once it burns a little bit like that on the bottom, it alters the flavor of the sauce as well. Just a little taste here and it's delicious. It's warming up nice. There's my Chico boy. He's never far from my side. And that empty box, I just bought myself a new Pioneer Woman Instapot today. And I have to take that box out into the garbage. It is absolutely beautiful, that Pioneer Woman Instapot. I had one that broke. The sealer broke, wasn't working. So I had to get a new one. I was in Walmart and I saw this and my goodness, it's gorgeous. I'll have to show you in another video. If you want to see it, please let me know with some recipes. I love cooking in my Instapot, my crock pot, stovetop, oven, grill. I like to cook. okay. You gotta get the top. You see it starting to bubble a little bit there on the edge of the sauce inside the pot there. It's starting to come to the simmer, slowly but surely. You just want to do it slowly. You don't want to put it up on high like a pot of water, because it just splatters and makes a mess. That's why I stir it frequently so the heat gets distributed. Otherwise, I've actually had like splatters of sauce come out of the pot, hit the cabinets above, my face. Not fun. There's my jasmine you see there too, with the black nose. Also not far from my side ever. My two babies. They keep going to the front door because I have it open. You know, the glass screen door is there, and they bark at everything. And I live in a cul-de-sac and we don't have a lot of traffic, but to them, any movement in their cul-de-sac, they disagree with. So they bark. I'm so used to it, I don't even hear it anymore. You just saw Callie Cat walk by too. They're all hanging out with me. Now the taste, so good. Jasmine wants a lick there, but not happening. Okay, so I'm gonna put this lid on. As you see, I don't put it on tight. I put it off to the side a little bit. And I'm gonna bring that up to a nice rolling simmer. Okay guys, this is what I mean by the little bubbling simmer. It's nice and hot. And again, just a reminder, you don't wanna walk away for too long. You wanna just frequently stir it so it doesn't stick. But it's starting to smell so good. I'm gonna let this simmer, and I'm just gonna show you, I'm just gonna go into the dining room now and just get out some odds and ends for Thanksgiving Day as I am hosting. I just have some stuff that I have stored in there, maybe some candlestick holders, things like that. Salt and pepper shakers that I just wanna have out and ready for Thanksgiving. So well, it's quick. I'll show you how I have the dining room set up. Of course, the table is not set or anything like that. I have to put leaves in. I'm going to do that next week. But I will make a post of how that looks as well. Put that in the next video, or a video. So yeah, but here's the sauce. The house smells delicious. And I hope you try this recipe. So easy and so good. Okay guys, so walked away from the sauce for a few minutes. This is my dining room. I'm just going through all the little drawers that I have over here. See, you know, I may have some extra napkins or plates from last year's Thanksgiving. I don't know. Look, I found, you'll see, some leaf little trays. Those are candlestick holders or candle holders. They just have some cute little pieces that I have stuck in here. Some felt leaves those were. I will place those on the table once I set it for Thanksgiving Day. That is like a glass leaf. I have a couple of more that I'm gonna find in here. Just want to use everything that I have. And it is coming up, Thanksgiving. I am hosting. My mom is coming from Florida. My daughter will be home from college for the week of Thanksgiving for break. And I have other family coming, so it's gonna be nice. Oh, my boys, of course, my two boys, they just recently left home and are living out of state, so they will both be home as well. Just so excited to see everyone. So I just want to make the dining room as nice and festive as I can with what I have for Thanksgiving. Talking to myself there. And then here I was struggling with the key, with this lock. I don't know. I always seem to struggle with this. I get it eventually though. Eventually. Okay, any day now. I do it. I promise I do it. my dog's barking in the background. That's what they do. This is Home with Kim. My channel, my home, noises in my home. Hope it doesn't bother you too much. Okay, so Jasmine and Chico, let's go. Come over here, please. Let's go. Let's go. Okay. So I went ahead and just put everything out that I had. I already had things out prior to today, getting these last few little things. So I'm just going to show you what I have. Squared away. The sauce is simmering. I'm going to start breading my eggplant and cooking it. I'm making fried eggplant, but in the oven. I do not stand over the stove and individually fry each piece. You'll see how I do it. So here I'm just cracking a couple of eggs. Again, I don't have any measurements. I just eyeball it. So I put 4 eggs because I have 2 eggplant. So very simple. You'll see I'm just going to get my eggs ready, breadcrumb, and then I'm going to peel the eggplant, slice them up. I'm going to bread them, put them in a sheet pan, like a cookie pan with a rim, with some olive oil, and I put them in the oven. The oven I put on 425, and I cook them. I usually, I don't know why my number is 12. I start with 12 minutes and then usually flip them if they're ready, and then maybe another 10 to 12 minutes. So you'll see how I do this. here's my pot of water on the stove. Could always salt your water when you're cooking pasta. So I'm getting ready to bring this to a boil to add my raviolis. And the raviolis are so good. I got them from Uncle Giuseppe's cheese ravioli. Delicious. And it's coming up to a boil there, nice. Okay. And my timer went off. It's been 12 minutes and I'm going to flip the eggplant. You see how nice they get on the one side, and then you flip them. You want them to get a nice golden brown. And sometimes if some of them aren't as, you know, cooked as I want, crispy on the bottom, I turn them over again. You just judge it. Top ones take a little longer because they're in the top of the oven. The smell of fried eggplant is so good too in the house. This is a true nice Italian Sunday dinner. Not making eggplant parm, we're just gonna eat the eggplant like that, plain. It's my favorite. Okay, I'm putting the timer on again so I don't forget that they're in there. Okay, and now let's see. That water is boiling, so I'm gonna put the raviolis in. Once you get the raviolis in, they do not take very long to cook. You want to stay close by. Once they sink, see, to the bottom when you put them in, but once they're all floating on the top, that means they're done. You don't want to overcook them because then they start to fall apart. Trying to get them all in there quick. And they're not frozen, they are just right out of the refrigerator. So you just want to handle them delicately. Okay, now I'm going to give them a nice stir so they don't all stick together. Nice and gently. Nobody wants the ravioli to split open. That was the timer for the eggplant, so let's see if they're done. Oh, so good, so good. Okay guys, so I'm thinking these eggplants are done. Well, sorry, those needed a couple of more minutes, but these, the first batch that I took out, I'm now gonna put some paper towel on a dish and put them on the paper towel just to drain some of that excess olive oil. at the top now, that means they're done. So I'm gonna drain them in the colander, in the sink. My colander is so old. You see there's a little piece missing in it, but I do love it because it hangs from the sink, from the faucet. So see, I have a sink full of dishes, but it doesn't matter because it hangs. It's my favorite, and I can't find it anywhere. And I've had it probably for 20 years. Okay, so we just drain all that water out, putting them back in the pot. I'm gonna bring that back over to the stove because I want to add the sauce into it. Some sauce, so they don't stick. Okay. Look at that nice thick sauce, it's so good. It's been cooking for a while now, it's all done. And you want to stir them gently because you don't want to break any of the raviolis. But that's it. Sauce was done. Now the raviolis are done. The eggplant just finished. So Sunday dinner is pretty much done and ready to eat. Let me show you. Look at that delicious meal. Happy Sunday. Husband and I ate. It was very delicious, and now I'm just doing the after dinner cleanup. I have to empty the dishwasher first and then load it and wash the dishes that I'm not putting in there. I already wiped down the stove. Sorry I didn't tape that, but here I am. I'll just let you watch me clean so you get some little motivation, and yeah, that's about it. Here we go. Okay, guys, I just finished up the pots here. My phone died before I finished. But thanks so much for stopping by to my channel, Home with Kim, and watching this video. Please like and subscribe if you like what you're seeing and want some more. And please feel free to give me some comments below. Okay, see you in the next video. And those of you who stayed to the end, here's my cat, Callie. Callie cat. She is a little bitchy, but I love her. Here she is. Bye-bye.